Yeah, all right, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Don't Get DQ podcast. This episode is coming right after the Browns just beat the Houston Texans 27-14. Obviously, Deshaun Watson's first game back in over 700 days. And, they were talking about it quite a bit, but Q, I'm going to throw it to you. What are your initial thoughts about how – let's just start with Deshaun Watson. Let's just start with him because he was the big focal point of today. What are your initial thoughts on him today?
Yeah, rough game. I'm not surprised though. He has some good moments, also has some bad moments. I'm not surprised though. He's missed almost 2 years of football. It's definitely rusty. It showed today. But yeah, I kind of. I'm sure. I expected him to have some, bad throws here and there, and he definitely has some. But yeah, we got the dub. All that matters though. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, to go off that, I was kind of expecting definitely some rustiness, but I'm glad we played a team like the Texans because and one thing we talked about last week was we were talking about the defense had to step up. And that they did. Yes, you could be like, oh, it's the Texans. They've had Kyle Allen starting at quarterback. But I think this was really a big confidence booster for the defense. Obviously, it was, and special teams as well. Shout out to special teams. Peoples-Jones with a punt return touchdown. That is a rarity for Cleveland, like special teams touchdown. Like you were texting me. That's the first time you've ever seen it like live.
Yeah.
The Browns, they've been struggling a lot in like the return category. So to have Peoples-Jones house one, that was really huge. I really liked how I feel like our secondary looked really good for most of the game. I won't say all of it but we looked really good. And it was nice to have everybody back. But I think it was a great, defensive and special teams effort. Honestly, that's really what game.
Yeah, I agree. The Bork has some great punts. Some great punts the entire game. Our punt defense was nice. Got that first fumble. Tony Fields, had a really impactful game today. Yeah, DPJ. Yeah, that was my first time ever seeing the Browns punt return. I've known Josh Gibbs, did that. That was his thing. But that was before I watched football, so I never got to see it. But watching that, it was my first time ever seeing that, and it was definitely a pretty cool moment to see. It was a pretty good game. Overall, offense obviously struggled today, but special teams, yeah, they definitely had one of their best games overall.
Yeah.
This season.
Also, Cade York made a few kicks, obviously, which was really really huge. And yeah, I think the biggest thing about this game that I can say is opportunistic. I think even the first play when the ball's up in the air, you're not dropping it, you're catching a pick right away. Obviously the fumble and the punt return, the pick, even the fumble on the 2-yard line, we scoop and score, like that type of stuff. Like we were really opportunistic. Obviously, Martin Emerson could have had a pick, Greg Newsome could have had a pick. Both would have been their first picks of their careers. But I think we were really opportunistic, and that's really like we needed that. We need this type of defense. We need this energy all year, honestly. Obviously, it was a Texans team that struggles to just function like normally, but still, like I really messed with the way we were functioning for real on defense, and I feel like we really like just were thinking like we're those guys. And the secondary, they did a great job. Also, shout out to Grant Delpit for the big hit. I think that is one of the biggest things that changed the game because we obviously have a rusty start with Deshaun Watson at first. They get 3 points. They come down the field. They're about to score 10-0. If it was 10-0, I'm not saying we couldn't have come back, but I don't know if we would have won that game if it was 10-0, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because Deshaun Watson wasn't doing it all day.
Right.
But when Grant Delpit hit that guy on the 1-yard line, that I think like that was an amazing play and really set the tone for like us just kind of keeping them out of the end zone. Obviously, except for the end, but we really kept them out of the end zone, which I was I'm really proud of. And I think Chubb ran it well. I think we could have given the ball to Chubb 30 times today. It was that type of day. Like, honestly, I really think we could have. And I love to see Kareem out there too. Kareem was getting his work. Obviously, he's been pretty inconsistent, but he was running over kids. He ran over Petrie today, and was just absolutely just talking, which I love to see. I love when Kareem Hunt is like that type of like back. It just, I don't know. It just seems like maybe it's more outside runs that we give Kareem Hunt, or something like that. But I don't know. It seems like Stefanski has had a good idea of when to put Hunt in certain games. So when he has, it's gone well. Like in the past, before this season, and this season, it just hasn't felt right. So maybe it's just scheme and all that. But shout out to the running game, because I think that gave us a lot of obviously gave us a lot of room to operate. And Harrison Bryant with the 8-yard jet sweep to get us the first.
Yeah, I was laughing inside. I'm like, if he had a joke, it would have made more sense. But I mean, he got the job done. He got it done. So all that matters. First down. So
real quick, two of the guys we love talking about the most on this show.
Hey man,
Anthony Schwartz, Greedy Williams. Let's just talk about them for real. Let's just talk about them for a second. What we gotta say about Anthony Schwartz and Greedy Williams?
Anthony, I'm gonna say he, got a catch in. I'm like, hey, got him a catch, and and the thing is, I knew after I seen that defender coming, I'm like, he's gonna fumble the ball. I knew it. The way he was holding the ball so loosely, and I'm like, well, there it is, fumble. And then he's just so like small. He just seems so like thin, like no weight, no strength, just all speed. And I'm like, yeah, I don't think I like him, making catches in the middle of the field, trying to run around in the middle of the field, in between linebackers and safeties. But I'm like, well, I mean, Anthony, I try to root for him, bro. I try to, but it's so hard to. It's so hard to sometimes, for real.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Greedy, I mean, bro, gave up, two big plays late in the game. One big play, I don't know what that was. I don't know if he forgot how to play football. Forgot like he was to tackle somebody after they catch the ball. I don't know what he was going on in his head. He might have forgotten. Maybe it was an NFL corner. I don't know. But it was definitely rough to look at. I was like, just cut him, just cut him, bro. But I mean, hey, man. I mean, yeah, that's Greedy. So,
I mean, yeah, with Anthony Schwartz, like you were saying, we try to lobby for him. I know we give him a little bit of crap, but honestly, we see the potential in him. It's shown by plays like last week where he had the touchdown, but I had the 12-yard catch, and I was like, I mean, I kind of assumed that he was going to fumble too. Like something about it, I don't know. I just kind of the way he caught it, it was like you could tell he's overthinking it. And then he fumbles and stuff like that. And then, I mean, so Anthony Schwartz, I mean, he continues to show that he's a liability. Like, to be honest, like he can't be trusted on the NFL field, which is just hard because it's like obviously, I'm like, why can't he return kicks? And it's like, I'm not saying this is the only but Anthony Schwartz just doesn't hold on to the ball. Yeah, it's like I can't trust him like returning kicks or anything like that, obviously. And when it comes to Greedy, I mean, like you said, like I was telling you, good gunner for us. And I don't like that. He just gives, because I think of the Browns, I think of, guys, dogs, obviously people like guys that bark a lot, like guys that can back up what they talk. Yeah. And Williams just takes me so much because he's like, you just have no reason to talk. It's like at the end of the day, you're getting paid millions, and like the dude's literally right next to the sideline, and you're like flying by, not even trying to tackle him. It's like, come on, man. Like really.
Push him out of, I don't get it. Yeah, he's
doesn't make And then even when he got hit a little bit on the punt return, obviously the dude called the fair catch, came up and hit him, and he just was like, he was just in his face. I'm just like, like first of all, this is no impact on you.
Go back to the
exactly, bro. The game has, this is no impact on you, bro. Like they get the penalty, it helps us. Like it doesn't matter for you. Like to be honest, be a team player. And I guess that's Greedy Williams just seems like not very. I'm not gonna say he's selfish, but he seems very not team oriented at times.
I can see that.
Very focused on his personal performance and like he's that guy, but He's really not, obviously. I was really impressed with just like, here's the thing. I will give it again. I will say it again. Martin Emerson is really coming into his own, bro. Like, obviously, he allowed the touchdown at the end, which great ball by Kyle Allen. I'll give him that.
Great ball.
And he allowed another catch. And I know Kyle Allen, his ball placement today was a little off, but I just love like his physicality, how he's, like you were saying, how he matches up with big receivers. Like, he is really an AFC North corner, and he's going to become one. And I really love watching like Martin Emerson. Like, he tackles well. He tackles well too. He has no problem tackling running backs and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I really enjoyed watching just the secondary. Obviously, it wasn't like, I mean, it was a great showing by the secondary. Like, technically, I know it could have been a little bit better in ways, but I really liked this kind of like this full showing of like our DBs. Greg Newsome obviously played well. I don't know if he allowed a catch, or maybe I don't think he allowed a catch, or maybe he did like a tight end catch or something like that.
Maybe I don't remember.
But Denzel Ward played well. I think he got bailed out by that touchdown, though, to be honest. And that's the thing about, like, Denzel Ward played well today, but I definitely want to see him just getting a little bit more physical. I know there was one really good play where obviously he came off the block, blew up that, but there was also one where Dameon Pierce was about to come out on the draw, and had he cut outside, he would have scored. And Denzel Ward made a great one-on-one tackle. But I just need to see Denzel Ward like less throwing his shoulder into people, and actually tackling. Like, because it's like with receivers, obviously, it's consistently, it's not going to work, and even running backs. And I love watching Denzel Ward. I do. He's starting to earn a little bit more. Not that he's earning my, because he doesn't have to earn my respect. But he's starting to I'm starting to earn a little bit more favor in my book, I guess. Like, I'm starting to be like, Denzel Ward, this is the guy we paid money for. He's playing like it. And obviously his stats, I mean, 2 defensive touchdowns, even though they were, kind of gimme touchdowns. We'll take it. They don't have to set Pro Bowl. Put him in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he kind of getting built out by them like random plays here and there.
Yeah.
Like the Pittsburgh game and then this game, touchdowns. But yeah,
even the Atlanta game.
Yeah. Kind of. Yep. No, I do think we have one of the best corner rooms in the league when healthy. I mean, besides Greedy, but Denzel number 1 is still a great corner. He matches well with smaller receivers. That's perfect. That fits perfect for him. Greg Newsome, the second year coming along great, or not second year, third year. I think you're coming along. And then Emerson is perfect for big receivers. I mean, I think we found out about it too late in the season. But if he would have had him on big receivers early on, like in the first couple of weeks, I think it could have been definitely better than Ward did on certain receivers. But yeah, I think our corners are definitely a strong point of our defense. It's tough seeing our linebackers keep getting injured. It's definitely tough seeing that. Taki's out with the injury. We'll see what happens there, but we need our backers to be healthy for real. D-line, I wasn't really impressed with the pressure we're getting on Allen today. I feel like we didn't get a good amount of pressure on him. It was some plays here and there, but I wanted to see more pressure. And then we had a hard time today tackling Dameon Pierce. I said last episode he's a hard runner. He runs really hard. And I mean, today he kind of ran over people like it was nothing. Like, I don't know. Our tackling, Denzel Ward's tackling is looking rough. I mean, you see what happened. I didn't ran him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, tackling has definitely been a little issue. Our run defense is still questionable. Today was better, but it's still questionable. I'm definitely got to improve on that for sure.
Yeah. Obviously, really, crusty that linebackers keep getting hurt again. Taki, I think he's another player that stepped into his own this year, honestly.
Yeah.
I like how we did with linemen. We saw a lot of Perion Winfrey today. Number 97, I think. And I mean, seemed like he's got 5 tackles on here, so obviously he was making tackles like on the interior, which I think we need. Obviously, we need that. Alex Wright got some more time. Taven Bryan, so I think that we're shifting around, and I think that ultimately comes from, maybe I'm wrong, but I think this just comes from stunts and stuff like that, and just like putting Myles Garrett in different spots. And I know we kind of didn't get the sacks that we normally do, but I do like the amount of, I don't know, like pressure that we were able to get, because I feel like we were able to force Kyle Allen into like not great throws, like by putting Myles Garrett in a few different spots. Because I feel like when you run it like, Myles Garrett off the edge the entire time, yeah, he gets a sack, but you don't get pressure from the interior really. But by like being face more so, it didn't result in really sacks really. But obviously when we got good DBs and stuff around the board, it's not going to leave him like much room to throw the ball accurately, or he's going to have to fit into a really tight window, which I feel like he had to today. Again, he didn't play well at all, like Kyle Allen didn't, but he did okay for what he had, but he didn't really play well. But we definitely have to do better wrapping up running backs. I mean, it's crazy even, but let's be real, like Dameon Pierce, 18 carries, 73 yards. So even when I look at that, I'm like, wow, like that's actually a pretty good day for like our run defense. Like I'm not saying it's, but we've allowed like some
way more. Yeah, it's good for our defense. Yeah.
So I'm a little, even I thought like Dameon Pierce had more yards than that, to be honest.
He ran so hard, like he just kept getting.
He was running super hard, and I got to give it to him for that. But it's like weird because it's like our defense, I feel like still could have played a lot better.
Right, but they still play good.
Yeah, like, but we played well, but I have to give it to the defense and special teams today for just like, especially the special teams.
Thank you.
Yeah, like I mean, even taking like from 0 to 5, which that's just a weird score to even like get to in the first place if I got a safety. But to get to 7 to 5 with a Donovan Peoples-Jones touchdown, like, because I never felt like worried during the game really per se. But when we got that, I was like, oh yeah, we'll win this game. Even if we don't score again, I feel like we would have won that game based off that special team touchdown alone. Like I felt like we were in a good spot.
Defense held up good enough, yeah.
Yeah, defense really did great, and again, shout out Donovan Peoples-Jones for scoring the touchdown. Deshaun Watson, definitely. I was obviously they were playing some of the highlights, low lights, I guess, from the game, and a lot of balls in the dirt, or turf, or whatever. But I like to see that. Here's the thing. I like to see that Deshaun Watson was smiling on the field. I like to see that he was chill and relaxed. It seemed like, I know he's nervous, but at the end of the day, it's like it is a team effort, and his team's like got his back and stuff like that. So I like that. Like at the end of the game, you're not seeing Deshaun Watson, because I mean, if that was me, my first game back, I'd be ticked for playing that way. I'd be irritated. But it's like you got to like perspective is like everything. Like so, it's like I mean, either 700 days, defense stepped up, and you guys won the game today. It's time to get better. But like I like that approach, because it didn't seem like he was like super frustrated that he didn't have a certain type of game today, which I really enjoy seeing, because it shows like, yeah, I have to improve, but like I'm just having fun because I get to play football. And I really think that's like when you're at your best, like when you're playing free and you're playing fun. And I mean, even that's a little encouraging. Like I don't need to see Deshaun Watson like beating himself up. Like I mean, yeah, of course he's like, I can do better. But I don't really need to see him like beat himself up, but we got to win. And I mean, every week it's not going to be just Deshaun Watson trying to win us a game. He doesn't automatically win us games.
Right.
He was a superstar in Texas for sure, Houston, but he definitely like wasn't everything for them. You know what I mean? They had a great defense too. So
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was. For the most part, I think it was a pretty well coached game. I wasn't really liking the safety. We ran the same play back to back with Nick Chubb. I was thinking, why not purpose set in and just run a quarterback sneak? Get out of the, get some yards. But yeah, I mean, other than that, pretty well coached game. I like the coaching or the play calling on both sides of the ball. Just not executing well enough on offense. Part of that being Deshaun Watson's rust, part of it being the O-line messed up here and there, or just whatever. But overall, it's a pretty good coach game. Good game for the Cleveland Browns to get back on track for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, I saw that the Steelers won their game, so we're still tied with them in the standings.
Yeah.
We have a few divisional games ahead of us, and obviously, I mean, let's just be real. Having Deshaun, I mean, we almost beat the Ravens, and obviously the Ravens Lamar Jackson is hurt. Obviously, not happy about that. I'm not praising anybody But as we look forward, like, I mean, we almost beat the Ravens with Jacoby Brissett, and now it's Deshaun Watson versus Tyler Huntley. Obviously, Tyler Huntley's given us problems in the past somewhat, but thinking, like, I mean, ahead, like, I think the Browns' playoff chances are still somewhat alive, honestly. And I'm really glad that we played the Texans today to kind of flex our muscles in a way and really get us, like, I mean, again, like, great games for people like Tony Fields and all that type of stuff. I really think it's really good. And yeah, like, I mean, honestly, I have to give just even though he's not starting anymore, Jacoby Brissett just is I have to give him his flowers for just how he's just handled the entire situation. The broadcast, how he's been kind of a mentor to Deshaun Watson, which he hasn't really had. And Jacoby really did get us, like, I mean, Jacoby Brissett, like, really did get us, like, this, like, consistent, like, play somewhat. Even, like, his play, I mean, our record doesn't fully reflect how well he played, to be honest. And I mean, I'm still low key missing Jacoby Brissett. Like, I love that we got Deshaun Watson, but there's just something about Jacoby Brissett that I'm just like, man, like, I really hope he gets somewhere else for real, because he was fun to watch for a little bit.
Yeah, I want to ask you, actually, if this keeps on playing this way is now, how many games do we go back to Brissett? Like, how many games do we wait to get going? And if not, do we go back to Brissett before the season ends?
I would just probably say, I mean, I don't even know if we can, just because, I mean, I would honestly, I wouldn't even be opposed to it. And I'm not just saying that because I'm like, a fan that doesn't know what they're talking about. I genuinely do like Brissett, just in, like, if Watson doesn't play well enough, but we just gave him so much money and just like, I mean, it's crazy the amount of money we gave him. So it's like, like, he's got to be playing, like, every time he can. I don't even know if we could keep Brissett after the season, even if we did. So I think it would just fracture the relationship on our end. So, I mean, obviously we got the Bengals and Ravens, and I don't know how Deshaun Watson will, like, play at all. Like, I mean, today was not a great indication of how next week will look. I feel like, but I mean, I think it definitely gives us a better chance to win those games, like, especially because it's like the Bengals are, I mean, I don't know if they'll have Chase back, or if they have him back today.
Not sure.
But I mean, the Bengals are probably going to look better. I mean, so I definitely think it gives us a little better chance. And then against the Ravens, and I just think against, like, teams like the Saints, like, I think we do have a chance, like a pretty okay chance, just with the superstar that Deshaun Watson is. I don't know. I think we have a decent shot to win out, to be honest with you. I'm not saying we will, but I feel like we have a decent shot, and especially a really good shot to only lose one game. I think, like, if we only lose one more game, I don't think they'll get us in the playoffs, though. 9-8, I don't think so, because of how good.
There's so many good teams.
Yeah, the AFC East is looking. But if we can beat, like, our obviously divisional opponents, we're going to. I mean, we already have, like, a 2-1 division record, so I mean, I think we'll be fine in that regard. I mean, I would love to go back to Brissett low key, if we had to, but just can't because of
the money.
How much money we want. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you, like, list some quarterback names, and I want you to tell me right now, Watson, or stay with Watson, or take this guy right now.
All right.
Deshaun Watson or Tom the Goat Brady?
Wow. I gotta go with Deshaun Watson. Although obviously Tom Brady is a GOAT in, like, so many areas. Deshaun Watson. That's the thing that's exciting about Deshaun Watson is, like, I feel like you still haven't seen, like, his ceiling completely. Like, obviously he had almost 5,000 yards passing in the league 2 years ago, and obviously runs the ball extremely well. And I feel like he was getting to be he was a superstar, but he was, like, just getting to the point where he was a superstar. But that's the most exciting part, I feel like. Like, I don't know exactly what Deshaun Watson can, like, still do. And that's exciting because I feel like he can only improve, can only go up from here. So, and plus Brady's just, like, he's just playing up and down, sort of, like, low key. I mean, he can't run like Deshaun, bro. He just can't run like him.
All right, next quarterback, Aaron Rodgers.
I feel like low key is getting like it's kind of the same like case somewhat. I just like it's not even just because we paid him all this money. I just feel like Deshaun Watson really is like the top 5 quarterback. I'm not saying Aaron Rodgers isn't when he's healthy. It's just like right now speaking, it's just
Yeah.
I love what Deshaun Watson does. Like I love a quarterback that can just throw and run the ball effectively. And I mean, crazy dual threat for real. I mean, I think he's like a better version of Lamar Jackson. Like I think like that's
Better,
what
better arm, I think.
what you say?
A better arm for sure.
Yeah, like I think like so that's where I hold him. Like I hold him as like a better version of Lamar Jackson. It was an MVP, obviously. And I'm just like so yeah. I took John over Rodgers and Brady.
All right. Next quarterback, Josh Allen.
I got to give it to Josh Allen. I got
Right.
to. Josh Allen is running the ball at such an extremely efficient clip and throwing the ball. Josh Allen is like the best quarterback in football right now. He is.
Really?
He is. He's the best quarterback in football right now. I understand he's made some really like dumb like choices in certain games.
Yeah.
But but Josh Allen, like the way he runs the football, like he runs it like crazy well for a 6'5", like 240-pound man. And the way he throws it too, like he's the best.
He's nice, yeah. He's
best quarterback in football, and doesn't turn the ball over like crazy. Doesn't turn it over like crazy.
Yeah, he had a couple bad games, but overall, he is that guy. That's like top of the line. What you want in a quarterback? Like fast, mobile, big, strong. Just like
really
that's
get him, bro. We were really in the position to get him, bro.
Yeah, for real. Like, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
It is like because Josh Allen was just like the farm boy who like had great arm strength. It was just like I don't get him. Like it was just like exactly, just
like something like that.
Exactly,
that's crazy. All right, next quarterback, Pat Mahomes. Same draft class.
Yeah. Here's the thing I'm gonna say. I think Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes are a lot more similar than you would think, and I think I got to go with Deshaun Watson because here's the thing. I think Deshaun Watson can make more. Like he can make more. Like he can make a dollar stretch. I'll say that.
Wow.
I feel like Deshaun Watson can make a dollar stretch, and I'm not saying Patrick Mahomes can't, but like I think Deshaun Watson can make a dollar stretch more. And I think when they're both forced into bad situations, like they both turn the ball over, but you just don't see as much from Patrick Mahomes because of his weapons. But like if I look at Patrick Mahomes, like in certain games, like even late in the Bills game, sold late in the game. I'm not acting like everybody doesn't have a point like that. But Patrick Mahomes like actually does like, I mean, not that he turns the ball over a ton, but because that's the amount of weapons he has. But Deshaun Watson had a few weapons, obviously when he was in Houston, but he made a dollar stretch. I'll be honest. He kind of made like wide receivers like Will Fuller the fifth, like kind of more a little more well known for real. They kind of became a good connection. But so I'll say Deshaun Watson because he can make a dollar stretch and he runs the ball more efficiently. I know Pat Mahomes. I mean, Pat Mahomes is kind of like not that mobile to be honest. I mean, he can run a little bit.
He just moves. I don't know how he gets yards on the ground, but isn't all that.
And Deshaun can run the read option. He can run the read option, so
yeah. I would choose Mahomes just because Mahomes is moving to Super Bowl.
Yeah,
no Tyreek Hill. He's still leading the league in passing right now and touchdowns or whatever.
Yeah.
I think he would take Njoku's name to a new level. Away like a different like Njoku. Anthony Schwartz, the same thing.
Wow.
If the arm he throws, I think he's a more talented quarterback. They're the same age. Why not? Get Pat Mahomes. But yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong with either one of them. They're both really good quarterbacks. So
yeah, absolutely.
Or our last quarterback, Geno Smith, man in Seattle.
Bro, you gotta be kidding me by asking me this question, bro. You gotta be kidding, bro. And I say that with no disrespect towards Geno Smith. It's just like Geno Smith is like starting to play like he should have. Like obviously he's finally in a place that actually is giving him a real chance. But I just think Geno Smith is just like a like great value version of Deshaun Watson. No disrespect. It sounds disrespectful, but like but
Like the
he's just
off-brand version?
what you say?
Like an off-brand?
Yeah. Like I think he possesses like a lot of like characteristics, but I just think like Deshaun Watson just has that like oomph that Geno Smith doesn't have. But Geno Smith is like very, I mean, he's becoming more efficient. I'm not gonna say he's been very efficient, obviously, but he's become more efficient. Obviously throwing the ball at a high clip. Hasn't been turning the ball over a ton. But yeah, like I mean, because I feel like if you put Geno Smith in the wrong offense, like he's done. But I feel like Deshaun Watson can like make a dollar stretch like wherever he's at. Not saying he'll play extremely well wherever he goes, but I think at worst he'll be a good quarterback, like an all right quarterback. So gotta take my boy to Deshaun, man. 230 mil, 230.
Hey, do you think like next year after Brissett might not stay here, so he'll probably get like a starting job somewhere else, or get playing time somewhere else. We did cut Joshua Dobbs. I'm not sure why we did that. I hate that move. We did cut him. Do you think we sign Cam Newton as our backup? Because think about it. Cam Newton is a mobile quarterback. He can fit in our scheme, kind of. I think it would fit low key. It's just like it's Cam Newton though. So it's like
it's just an ego thing. Like I can't and I think just a lot of guys don't really like that. It's just like Cam Newton is too much of like a personality to be sitting on the bench. Like he's just too much of it. And he's obviously going to think he's better than Deshaun Watson, and he has he's all this stuff. And I mean, it's cool to bet on yourself, but Cam Newton just isn't that guy anymore. He's not. Let's just be real. And I no, like I don't need to hear the backup quarterback talking more than the starting quarterback, to be honest with you. Like I gotta be real. Like I don't need Cam Newton like running his mouth about like how he should be and da da da. Like he just gets himself into bad situations because of that. He had a few good seasons, but ever since like that surgery, on his shoulder, I think. It just he hasn't looked the same either. And it's not like he's really, I mean, he's getting older, so obviously he's not as much of a mobile threat as he used to be. Just kind of looks hurt most of the time. Like just doesn't look as fast as he did. So I'm taking Deshaun. I'm taking Deshaun Watson over anybody except Josh Allen that you just named.
Anybody? Josh Allen? Well, I mean, I always still take Pat Mahomes over him. I mean, but I do think Deshaun Watson is like a top 5 quarterback when he's fully in the rhythm, fully healthy. I think he can be a top 5 quarterback for sure.
Yeah, I just love again, like he still has like that ceiling for me, which I think is exciting for him. Like I'm not saying he'll have a season as great as 2020, but I think when it comes to consistency and leading teams like playoff wins, like playoff games like he did with the Texans, which is really exciting and stuff like that.
Yeah. And we did lose some players today. We lost two receivers, Anthony Schwartz and David Bell. It kind of sucks. I wanted to see Bell get some more targets toward the end of the game.
I didn't see Schwartz. When did Schwartz get hurt?
He hurt his head or something. I don't know. Yeah, he wasn't playing at the end of the game. He hurt his head or something.
I didn't even. Oh, yeah. No, I didn't even see that. I mean, I saw Taki get hurt. I don't even know if I saw Bell get hurt. I was watching the entire game.
Yeah, we didn't see it. They just said like,
God.
Oh, Schwartz and then David Bell hurt his hand or something. So,
today, right? That's why we saw a lot of Demetric Felton.
Yeah, I was like, what's up? Like, why is Felton? I'm like, nah, bro. I don't know what this doing. Like, I like Felton, but I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, like, him in the slot. I don't want to see that for real. Yeah. I was kind of surprised you didn't give any carries to Dearness Johnson, but Jerome Ford got some at the end. I guess Dearness Johnson now the fourth back, the last back. I guess I don't know, but it's tough, man. It's tough being Dearness Johnson. You're behind Creed and Nick Chubb, and now you're behind Jerome Ford. That's tough.
It's just hard because he's gonna leave at the end of the year, and you have to develop because Kareem Hunt's probably gonna leave too. So you have to Ford is basically like your backup running back next year. So you have to give him the ball because it's like if we give it to Dearness, I mean, of course, if Dearness goes to win in that game, I think he gets a touchdown, easy. Dearness or at least gets really close, but it's he's that good against a team like that, to where it's it just doesn't really make. I guess it does really because it's like we're not going to keep him after this year, kind of. So
yeah,
got to develop our rookies, kind of.
for real.
Do you think we got a? You think we got a good shot to beat the Bengals next week?
I think if our defense can hold up, we play correct, position or personnel. If you do man, play the right man on man. If Jamar Chase is back, I would like to see Denzel Ward on Chase, and I would like to see Emerson on Higgins. I would like to see Higgins is playing, and then you can put Newsome on Tyler Boyd. I mean, it fits perfect. It's a perfect fit. Like Ward on Chase, Emerson on Higgins, and then Newsome on Boyd. Just perfect fit.
Delpit on Hurst, bro. Delpit on Hurst, bro.
No, stop it. Stop right there, bro. I would say, you can maybe put JOK in that area on Hurts, maybe not. Maybe put Harrison, but and then Joe Mason, of course. I don't know if is he hurt. I'm not sure, but if he's playing, definitely got to stop that run game for sure. But Joe Burrow, no matter what, Joe Burrow can always come score. So you always got to be be on your toes for sure.
Yeah.
But I think man to man is the best way to go. Against that kind of team, because no one's right about Joe Burrow scrambling. No one's worried about it really. I mean, he can move, but it's not like his main thing. So man to man makes sense. Offense, I think Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt, run the ball. Deshaun Watson, get your 30 throws or whatever, get your throws in here. Cooper, do your thing. But yeah, I mean, just be consistent. Katie York, make your kicks. Really simple. Just make them. Just make the kicks. Like, I don't know. And then, yeah, DPJ, I get some more punt return yards for sure. That was tough. Get some more of them.
I think Deshaun Watson's definitely gonna have to have a big game though. Like Brissett, had a really good game against the Bengals.
Yeah.
Like he played like a leader. I know we beat him by 19, but it really was. What'd you say?
I think Brissett had like 2 tugs in the air and then 1 on the ground. Good game.
Yeah. I mean, he played like super well. And this thing I think about, even like I get a little excited because I'm like, we won 2 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 2 in a row.
Yeah.
We lose for that. Can't remember who we played before the Bucks. I think we lost before the Bucks.
It was the Bills. It was the Bills. We lost.
Yeah. Okay, so we won 2 in a row. We're like this. Like, I mean, we're like, if we win, we're 1 game under 600. We've already beaten the Bengals 2 divisional games like in a row. It's like I think we're gonna be 1-1 for real. And that's why I'm like, wow, like Cleveland.
We still could do it, yeah.
Like this is crazy.
Hype, like too hype, but I know we still in the back of my mind still a chance. But I'm trying not to get like too like, but I'm still like trying to just stay like calm right now because I don't want to get a host up for real, and then disappointment because the Browns are good at that. But I mean, we still got a chance.
Yeah, they absolutely are. The Browns. I mean, they never fail.
Right.
They never fail to fail you, bro.
Right. Yeah, for real.
But I mean, yeah, I think Deshaun will have like a better game next week. And I mean, even if I'm thinking about what the score, I mean, I think the score honestly will look like much like the first game, like 27-13. I'll just be real. We have Joe Burrow's number. Like, I'll just be real. Like, the Browns have Joe Burrow's number.
Yeah, we do own the Bengals.
We have him in a snuggie. Like Joe Burrow can't really do much against the Browns, like for real. But we are in Cincinnati too, so it's not like this is the dog pound. So we got to be aware about that too. Right. But I mean, again, like these recent years, even when Baker was playing, we was still running the Bengals.
Yeah.
So I'm excited, and then again, especially against the Ravens, not happy that Lamar Jackson is hurt, but statistically speaking, it gives us a better chance to win the game and helps our playoff hopes because we're in just football analytics here. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if we win those games, we're back to 500.
For real.
And I mean, if we beat them, like, I mean, obviously that gives them a few more losses. I mean, I assume if we are at 500, we'll be, I assume like second or at least tied for second in the division. But I don't think we'll be third at 500 because I feel like the Ravens might slip a little bit. Obviously, they won today against the Broncos today.
Yep.
So I saw.
Like at one point, yeah. Barely won.
But I don't know how many games the Ravens are really going to pull out. But I think the Bengals are going to be the ones that like really slip from like that second spot. Like, to be honest, I mean, they're playing the Chiefs today, and I don't even know who they play after, like the next few weeks besides us. But they play the Bucks, the Patriots. Yeah. I just feel like, I mean, it's like the Bengals, I mean, the Buffalo Bills, and then the Ravens again. I think we have a really good shot to slide into second place. And
I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. But then again, like, I'm not even worried about it because I'm not trying to get hope in there. So just let it happen, man. Let it happen. Whatever happens,
Understandable. Yeah, absolutely understandable. So what's up?
Now, do you think, like, if you had Njoku today, Washington would have had a better game, having that big tight end get there, get easy completions?
I don't really think so. Like, I feel like Deshaun Watson was like, maybe it just changes the game plan a little bit, but I feel like we were really attacking like our outside receivers today. But I feel like that's like really where Deshaun Watson was going for chemistry, like Peoples-Jones and Cooper. And I just feel like, I don't know. We didn't have enough of like a vertical game to like really work like Njoku's like play style sort of. Obviously he tried to throw the go route, and it was like, I mean, it was just Deshaun Watson through the end zone fade, and like Cooper
wasn't even close.
Yeah, I'm just like, so I don't know if it really. I don't know. I feel like it would have put us in a bad spot, low key. Like, I'm not saying Njoku playing like is a bad thing, but I feel like if we tried to force it to Njoku, we might have made like a few more mistakes. Like, even when Deshaun tried to hit across the middle of the field and Petrie picked it off, good play, obviously.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
I feel like we could have had like a few more of those trying to force it to Njoku if he had played today. Yeah, so that's right. But I mean, it would have been nice to have him on the jet sweep. Njoku.
I think he could have got more yards. But I think Harrison Bryant is, he's not the flashiest tight end, but he does good enough. Like, he gets the job done as a number 2.
Yeah, he gets the job done for sure.
Yeah.
Is it getting fun to watch the Browns again? Is it getting fun?
It's fun to see those players who aren't really the big name players, like making catches and stuff, or getting like plays like Tony Fields, for example. He's like one of our like third team maybe linebackers, and he's out here making fumbles. See if you see Phil Brown with the nice new helmet, catching the ball, and like I love seeing the players who aren't the starters, making plays, helping the team out. That's always nice to see. The rookies, of course, Alex Wright. That dude is like crazy with the pass deflections. I don't know how he gets them. So every game he has one at least. Seeing the rookies, is definitely fun to watch. Emerson is, is still, he's just getting started, and I think, in his career and development, he's gonna get better. So yeah, it's definitely fun to watch. Of course, we win a game too. It's always fun to watch, but yeah, got to keep going for sure.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. I mean, sadly though, we look at the Bengals scoreboard. The Bengals are winning 14-3 though against the Chiefs. Hopefully that changes, but because obviously, and that's the thing. Like, we obviously can't do too much when it comes to just teams playing outside the division, but I'm really hoping we can get a few losses. I mean, even if we win out, I mean, if our division wants to, I mean, the Bengals could, yeah. I mean, I think at best, if they won out, they could be 11. Where are they 7-4? Yeah, they could be like 11-6. So, I mean, yeah, I'm really hoping we can. I'm really hoping they lose, for real, to be honest.
No, of course, yeah. I'm putting the Broncos against today, but Broncos, I'm sorry, man. Russell Wilson, that's my favorite player of all time. I grew up watching the Seahawks. That's the first game I ever watched. And he's just, I don't know what's going on, bro. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, like, how you can be like a top decade quarterback, like, for these many years, and then now all of a sudden it's just like struggling. I don't know, but you better figure it out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, and I think that really speaks to volumes to just how much like a quarterback's team just affects. Like, I mean, the system affects like a quarterback. I'm not saying that Russell Wilson was only good because of his system. I'm saying Russell Wilson was like a product of like, he was like really like the really like just the model of like when you really let good scheme develop in an offense for like however long he played there, 10 years, 12 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's really what happens when you have a good, consistent quarterback and you let him develop and you let him, like, the scheme center around him and his playmaking abilities. But it's like the Broncos. It's like, let's be real. It's like, Judy, Hamler.
Uh,
They have
Sutton, KJ Hamler, yeah,
like
those
um,
guys.
it's just like I don't know. It's like you're working more so around those guys, and I don't know. I wouldn't. Russell Wilson just isn't a like. I just don't think Jerry Judy and Russell Wilson need to be on the same team. Like, I think Jerry Judy has like some abilities for sure, but the Tyler Lockett's, the not even DK before DK.
The Doug Baldwins, like those kind
Yeah,
of keepers.
yeah, like those
Those
receivers,
kind of receivers fit, yeah.
really, yeah, Jerome Curse, like those receivers really
Yeah,
got
yeah.
done for like the Seahawks and stuff, and really fit like scheme. Oh, Golden Tate, yeah, those receivers, like those,
Yeah,
yeah,
but Carter Lockett, yeah, those players, those fit like Russell Wilson's like playing style. They fit like the scheme and but yeah, Jerry Judy, I feel like he's just so I don't know. He doesn't really I don't know, but yeah, not with Russell Wilson. I don't know. I mean, it could be just the first year together. I don't know, but we'll see over time.
And obviously, like running back has been pretty inconsistent for the Broncos too. And I mean, obviously, Seattle. I'm not saying those weren't problems, but the Seahawks hadn't answered most of the time when anything wasn't working at running back, and they had depth for sure.
Yeah, they had Carson, or they had Chris Carson or Penny or somebody.
Yeah.
There's like you had Melvin Gordon, but then you cut him. And then one guy got hurt. So now it's just I don't know. It's tough.
And not looking great at all for the Broncos. And honestly, a lot of teams that were expected to do well this year.
Yep.
Which is just weird how the league is really getting flipped on their head.
Yeah.
But I mean, it speaks again volumes to like how important culture is in football and pride, honestly, and really going 1-0 every week. You go 1-0 continually, you're going to be at the top of your standings. Keep going 0-1. I mean, even though it's a logical statement, like you're gonna be at the bottom, even if you're no matter how good you think your team is. So I think it's really cool, and that's why I'm really hoping the Browns can continue to just have this prideful view of the season, because I feel like a lot of times we thought we were better than we were, got humbled a little bit. Now it's time to lock in and finish the season off strong and go get a playoff win.
For sure, man. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think of teams like the Rams that are like 3-8 right now, just
crazy.
Be Super Bowl champions to 3-8.
I remember, in the AFC West, when they first started getting big, they traded for Russell, then J.C. Jackson went to the Chargers, and you had Chandler Jones go to the Raiders, Devontae Adams. Everyone was like, "Oh, AFC West, number one division in football." And now you have, Chiefs, of course, are still good, and then you have Broncos who are not good, Raiders who are not good, Chargers who are kind of average. It's just I don't know. It's just like everyone we thought would be good is kind of not good. Like Seattle, I did not think they'd be good this year at all. But now they're like a 7-win team or something, or 6-win team. So I mean, it's very confusing. But that's football. Football is every year it's different. Every year people win who aren't supposed to win. The Jets or 7-win team, like, doesn't make sense. NFC East is going crazy. It's just like how it is now. So
yeah, it's fun to watch, and yeah, like you said, it's football. Like teams going crazy every week, despite how they might have done last year or anything like that, which is really fun to watch. I think about the Commanders. Think even about the Eagles. Like I know, they really just took the top off.
Yeah.
Especially with AJ Brown. AJ Brown is just,
bro, they're going stupid.
My goodness.
They're going stupid.
It's just, but it's been great to watch. How many? I know we talk about what do you think the Browns are going to end the season at? But looking at today, looking at how Deshaun Watson, obviously, he didn't play the best, but assuming that play picks up, or if you stay optimistic and hope that play picks up, what do you see the season ending at? And do you see a playoff berth in order for the Cleveland Browns?
I do think we're gonna lose one more game, but I do think we will win every game but one. So I do think 9-8, but I do think we'll lose one game. Maybe not the Bengals, maybe the Ravens of the Saints, but yeah, I think we'll win every game and then lose maybe one. And then playoffs, I'm not sure. It depends on, the other teams in our division. The Bengals and the Ravens are 2 games ahead of us. So It depends on them if they lose and if we beat them. But I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good. I think it's a pretty good analysis, and I think if we were to lose anybody, it'd be the Commanders. Like, I'll just be honest.
Yeah,
like,
Commanders. They do win.
Like, I feel like they got weapons. Like, they really do. Dotson, Samuel, McLaurin, Robinson, and even on the defensive side of the ball, Fuller, Wet.
They have some players. I think Chase back now, and
they got some guys for sure.
And Chase Young, well, got to buy him.
Yeah. I think he's hurt though. I think
again.
I think he is. I think
last week.
Let me check. I'm not sure, but
messed up. Retarded last year.
You see, he was considered. He was out today. He didn't play.
Oh, for real? Oh,
he was hurt. So I knew Chase Young was hurt for a little bit. So I was gonna bring him up, but obviously when they're healthy, obviously he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
That man is That man is insane.
Hey man, these pass rushers nowadays are getting crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I have to get pass rushers. Like, honestly, like some of the biggest applause in the NFL. Like, they are so agile and just so quick and just
they're so big and strong, but still can just like move, and they're faster. It's just crazy. Like,
insane.
Like, you should not have someone who's 6'5", 260, able to bend or run faster than a quarterback. Like, that should not happen ever.
Yeah,
like,
you're not lying. Do you have any questions at all? Any questions for me at all? Before we
nothing. Just the W. That's all that matters for real.
Cleveland Browns win. Very strange win, but a Cleveland Browns win today. Hard fought, special teams again. Defense fought today. And like we were talking about, like, it was really a time for defense to get takeaways, and we did. And honestly, 2 of them led to points, which is like, even though they were kind of, funny touchdowns, they didn't really feel legitimate necessarily, but they're touchdowns and touchdowns, and we'll take those. Before next week, before we get out of this thing, what you got for prediction? Next week, I said my 27-13, bro. What you got?
Huh?
I said for me, I said 27-13. What do you got?
27-13?
Browns. That's why I said that earlier.
Okay. Is Jamar Chase playing?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear anything about him playing today, so I don't assume that he was healthy.
Okay, so let me think. I'm gonna say 24. 24-25.
Wow.
Browns.
Wow, 24-25 Browns.
I think Browns got it. Yeah.
You win on a K York kick, a stop, a late touchdown. What do you think?
I think Deshaun Watson, 4th and 1, needs the first down, they win the game, or needs the first down to seal the game off. I think Deshaun Watson, does it with his legs to finish the game off. Yeah.
Sounds like a movie, man. Sounds exciting. I hope it ends up that way. Hopefully we don't shoot ourselves too much in the foot to get to that point, but
right.
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we appreciate y'all for watching the Don't Get DQ podcast. Again, the Browns on a 2-game winning streak, hoping to make it 3 next week. Playoff chances are not out of the picture. Like David the joke we said, we not done yet. Done. They doubting on us, but we're not done yet. If you guys could subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another video. We will really appreciate it. I'm David. It's my boy Q up in this thing. And we appreciate you for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. See y'all.